You guys ready for your session today?
No,
Yeah, I mean, we're not in the best
I'm
condition,
ready.
but yeah.
I can take them.
I'm glad you're ready now.
I need a break.
You need a break already? Oh, my game
Yeah, I
is
gotta
super
recover
high.
my stamina.
Yeah, I'm wounded.
Can we break for dinner real quick?
Okay.
Your party rests under a large oak tree, the two giant badger corpses laying nearby. To your side, Juno tends to her companion, and to the other side, Slate tends to your wounds. A gentle wind rustles the leaves above you. As you gather your surroundings and remember the events of the fight before, where is your head at, Lucille?
I I did something really stupid, and that almost costs the entirety of what I'm down here for to begin with. Beating myself up that why I would even do such a thing, really.
Okay. As you sort of think through this and stare up through the leaves of the giant oak, you notice something very strange happen right in front of your eyes. It feels like as you blink, the sky seems to flicker, and the light disappears in an instant. Eastward light can be seen just barely peeking over the side of the hollow, and the rest of the sky is dark.
What the hell? Did anyone else know? Anyone else see this?
The rest of the group most certainly notices as the lights dim pretty much instantly.
Hey, what time is it? Oh, dark.
Time to find a secluded spot and set up
Black
camp.
and white.
Right now, the only two people that can really see are, I believe, Juno and Slate.
Huge.
Dark vision, yeah. Yeah, we might want to find a more, as Lucille said, secure spot to rest up with whatever is happening here.
Wasn't there a tower nearby?
I don't think we're close enough. I think we
Yeah,
just
it's
gotta.
just still a few hours at least.
Well, there's
Let's
food
just-
right here. Looking at the badgers.
Would somebody want to try and carve them up?
I'd be willing to try.
After all, we're quite wounded. I don't think we should be moving very far.
It'll be
is it-
survival checks to be able to do it.
It's one for each, I assume.
Is the calendar correct?
Yes.
Sunday at 4:02 a.m.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know if a 19 succeeds, but I assume a 23 does.
The 23 definitely does, and I would say the 19 does as well. As you successfully are able to carve yourself some basic ingredients from these badgers. With that being said, Wolfram, I'll say you probably noticed, as you mentioned, the calendar and stuff, as a player. Seeing the light peek over the eastern side of the hollow, you start to notice that it is dawn. And before it was about around 2 p.m., just after midday.
So it's as if the time has changed suddenly from 4 p.m. to 2 p.m. to 4 a.m.
4 a.m., yes. A sudden shift of time.
Did we see something like the stars and the sun and everything in the sky moving fast, like super fast around us or something? And it's like like when you watch them time lapse of overnight videos, that kind of thing. Was it like that, or was it like a sudden everything snaps into position?
It was more of a sudden everything snaps into position.
Huh.
So to be fair, it's kind of hard to tell if it
Yeah, I don't think
went
I'd
forward
really
or
be able to
back.
tell. Yeah.
But you definitely know that, like, time has shifted.
Yeah. I think his first instinct then would be, if time shifted, to grab his compass and see if north is still north. See how much has really changed.
Upon inspecting, you can tell that north is still certainly north.
Well,
This is certainly going to affect our sleep schedules.
not like we can do anything about it now.
Yeah,
Might as well get as much sleep as possible.
Just try to adjust to whatever's
Yes.
happening in the hollow as best we can.
Has anyone heard any stories of stuff like this happening before we came down here? From your conversations in town?
Not that I'm aware of.
There's talks where people kept coming back really fatigued, but I don't know if it could perhaps connect with how our sleep schedule can get messed up.
I mean,
No, I
it
don't
would
think
track,
so.
It would track to the rotting that happens if we put live material into the lock boxes for Lilith. There might be some sort of time issues that happen down here.
Mm.
It's not unfeasible that it's both. Maybe the rotting is like, the aging, like time goes wacky and it, instead of deterioration, just like a disease, it's just, old age. That would explain why there's forests and trees as big as these when they're only, a year old. Can I do a recall knowledge check on this stuff?
Yeah. I would say if you're looking to sort of think about information that you gained in town, I would say maybe society, if not probably nature.
I'll do a nature, society, if anyone else wants to do a nature.
I mean, I could. I feel like I would recognize if things are
think at this
growing
point-
differently.
Yeah, I think at this point we're kind of putting our heads together, so it wouldn't be too unfeasible for us all to, those of us who want to try to think about that.
I have a different thought. Are my wounds still fresh?
I would say so.
Okay,
They've been slightly treated by
so they're not long since dried out or anything. So it's not like we got frozen in time then.
yeah.
Okay. Oh well, that was my thought. I'm gonna get bed ready.
I will say for Wolfram, as I go down the line here, you talked to quite a few people while you were up in town, and you didn't hear anything about time, like wonkiness, any time skipping or adjustments or anything like that. Not a single sort of thing between that and connected to the hollow. And you would know that for sure. Slate, you would also know that this is something that is certainly unnatural. Like, there's nothing about the hollow itself that you can sort of glean that would be causing this to happen.
Alright.
It's now a good time to talk about camping and how that's going to work. So you can do up to 8 encounters in a day, in any particular adventuring day. And whenever you would like to, in the midst of that, you can camp. And once you camp, it sort of restarts your adventuring day. You take several hours to sort of lick your wounds and prepare anything you'd need to for another adventuring day, essentially getting your daily preparations done. It is also, I'm readjusting immediately how buying and selling stuff is going to work. It is during daily preparations or during camping that you can just sort of freely buy and sell through Lilith. So if there's any of that you would like to get done, during camping would be the time to do it. And then afterwards, you have another 8 encounters you can do. Technically, you can go over 8 encounters in a traveling day, but you will start to suffer from fatigue if you do so. The cost of camping is about 8 hours of time, and on top of that, you will retract 1 ration from your whole party. You could also do cooking stuff.
22.
I mean, I got a 20% chance of getting that. So that's not great.
But you can
That's
always
fair.
store onto like save up your ingredients and stuff until
Yeah, we can
somebody
Yeah,
is
just
back.
use our initial rations for now.
yeah, because I was gonna ask though, because I was looking at it, I didn't see if there was an expiring time on them.
Nope.
Okay.
Included in sort of the survival role is not only like prepping them, like cutting them from whatever animal and stuff like that, but it's also like preserving them. So, with the sort of state that your party is in, are you going to be camping?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
sort of the
think some of them
consensus?
can.
Cool.
We don't have to spend a lot of time, right? We can just spend a little, cook up some food, and
If you are settling down to camp, it is assumed that you are stopping. You guys could take some time to just like treat wounds and stuff like that if you don't want to finish your adventuring day. But if you are camping, it is like a full like you are resting.
I think we've had a very rough first day in the thing, and that we should rest just to be at. We're already down a lot of resources in terms of what some of us can do magically and other things like that. I don't think it's worth continuing the journey right now, especially with we don't know what just happened with the change in light.
I'm worried that we won't actually get any rest. After all, I don't feel any more tired despite it being dark out.
It doesn't have to be necessarily sleeping. It's just light activity here.
If you're not going to use your rest, I'll use it.
Lucille took some tough hits out there. I don't think even with the treatment I've given her, I don't think she's in the best condition to continue moving, especially with the darkness right now.
Nope, by all means. If you feel like venturing out right now, be my guest.
Well, I'm not. I'm not. If you guys are choosing to stay, I'm forced out of necessity to stay here, but I think it's inefficient to do so.
Inefficient.
Correct.
Said we had a time
Motherfucker,
limit
we
anyway.
almost died. I could care less about what you think is inefficient. We're camping here, and that's final.
I propose that we, instead of camping, just have a light rest. Take as much time as we need, but continue the day afterwards. After all, the sun, if my readings of the stars and listening to the birds, the morning birds are correct, it's at morning, not night. The sun should be rising soon.
Lucille hears all of the yappery, understands there's no reasoning with this person, and just continues setting up the bedroll.
Oh, I love being in a party with a fool. I'm gonna go sulk.
There you go.
Why'd I even save their life?
With that, it sounds like the consensus is to take a rest here, to camp. I will make a little fire. Your group takes, as I mentioned before, around 8 hours to rest and sort of lick your wounds, prepare anything that you would need to prepare for another adventuring day. Also at this point, like I mentioned before, if there's anything that you guys would like to buy or sell, you can do that.
Yes, actually. I was wondering, and I can ask the group, if it would be all right to sell the skittering mask that Oswald has in replacement for full plate
For you or for Oswald?
for me.
Okay.
Like,
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I mean, that skirting mask had no use to us, really. It was more just to get Oswald out if needed. So if Juno is fine with that, makes sense.
And Mr. Sulker.
Not part of the conversation.
Alrighty.
well, that's what to worry about.
So I will. How much is the skittering mask?
Well, it says
32p?
Oswald's worth 30 gold piece right now, so I assume it's 30.
Yeah,
Cool.
the skittering mask is 30 and full plate is 30.
Cool.
Yeah,
It's a perfect swap.
And
is there
sort
a
of-
downside to full plate, Lucille? Or
Full plate, I can just link it. So for full plate, I believe the strength check is 18 that you have to use to wear it, or else you get the specific penalties.
Yeah, it
Which-
says speed. Yeah, -10 speed, -3 check.
Mm-hmm.
So okay.
Wait, why don't you just? I wasn't in the conversation. Never mind. So,
Do you want to say something out of character? Oh well.
yeah, I was curious. Why don't you just get half plate instead of full plate? You have a dex bonus of 1. You get
Because
the same dex
because
bonus.
full plate has the bulwark trait, which means I don't have to use dexterity for my reflex saves.
Ooh.
Specifically for damaging effects, not for just regular reflex stuff like tripping.
Mm.
That's the reason, and also I don't have 2 dex right now, so it would not add an AC.
I don't know. I think spending that much money on one person for the sake of an extra armor class and +2 to the reflex, when your reflex is already quite good, expert, it's a lot of money.
I'm getting this regardless. If you don't want
Which is
me
why
to,
I did not voice.
Yeah.
This is why Wolfram didn't say anything. But as a
Right.
player, that's what I believe. Wolfram no, probably would say the same thing. No, he'd say it much more meanly, I'm sure.
Slate
Right.
has seen
Boldly.
you protect the party from things, and if armor is going to make you even better at protecting the party from things, Slate's not going to object.
I mean, I didn't feel very protected when I was almost dead.
With that out of the way, yeah, you can snag that. It sounds like in character, the decision has already been made. So
Thank
as you
you.
are resting, you put the mask in with a little note of sort of what you're looking for, and later on, while you camp, you open the box and sort of piece by piece pull out this suit of full plate armor, and assemble it together, and you are now the happy owner of the full plate armor. And it looks
Great.
like you are also encumbered.
Yeah, I'm gonna be putting in the morning. I'm definitely gonna be putting the breastplate inside of there that I was wearing before,
Oh, true.
Cool.
inside of the lockbox. But I don't know when that disappears, so I might just be encumbered for a little bit.
I mean,
I
you
mean,
can
could
still
you-
put it in the box. It's the lockbox itself is,
Oh.
Also, could you have not have put
Oh.
the
Spacious
breastplate
bag,
with
yeah.
with the when we put the mask in,
Oh, true. I didn't think
Like-
about that.
like just to be like, hey, sell this as well.
I can.
Oh yeah, I as like a person did not think about that. Being complete until seeing that it actually works properly, I would not risk losing my armor.
That makes sense. We'll just keep it in the box
Yeah,
for now.
yeah, I'm not encumbered if I keep it in the lockbox.
Mhm.
So
Cool.
Yeah, I didn't even think of the you not wearing armor at any point would be a thing. I'm like, yep, that's yeah.
I would like to get some ammo back.
Oh yeah. I
How do
believe
I-
it's a silver for 10 ammo. What's up?
Do you want me to use the ration?
Yep, everybody drop your rations by 1. Cool, and everybody can set themselves to full stamina, full HP, and max out your resolve points as you are fully rested. Along with that, if you have spells and so on and so forth, you can get your slots back. Your group stomps out the fireplace that you have made and packs up your belongings and gets ready for another day of adventuring. It is midday, and is your group's goal still to make it to the Watcher's Visage?
Assuming nothing else has changed. Yeah.
Did Wolfram come back in the middle of the night?
In the middle
Well-
of the day, you mean?
I mean, did he show up at some point?
Did
He's
he
here. I'm
get
here.
over it?
I'm here. I was watching the stars.
You can set your HP to full as well.
Yeah. Something I did notice that we might want to know. The healing potion that was used on me has the vitality trait, which means I
Yes.
should have taken damage from it.
I pointed that out last thing. You guys said it was fine.
Yeah, I didn't catch that it had that trait.
Yep.
And I didn't. I
Ah.
let Miss rule on it because otherwise it would have like really hurt me.
Hmm.
But I fact checked that.
Yep.
I
I
see.
pointed out it was vitality in the chat, and then you guys were like, "Oh no, it's fine. It's only from like the healing spell." And I'm like, "Okay."
So just so you know to not kill me.
Well,
So so the only
elixirs
way
of life
that-
will work.
Oh yeah, you're right.
If only we had some gold to spend on that.
I could have bought some. I could have bought
We
one.
still
yeah,
have
you're right.
8.
I also can I also can just heal you outside of combat. There's the thing. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
I could have bought an elixir of life.
Yeah, because you could. I was thinking like half plate and as an upgrade, but you'd lose. You wouldn't have bulwark.
No,
It seemed like that was
I
what you really
I have
wanted.
3 more gold. I could have bought one.
Oh,
If you
I
would still
mean-
like to buy one, you can.
I
Like,
would.
go.
you guys
I would
still
also-
haven't left yet, so.
I will also
Ah.
say next level I can just make elixirs of life.
well, I'm worried about
I'm
making
just
it
saying,
to
before
next
the thing,
level.
like, at least we don't have to buy anything. Like,
Let me move us to the overworld as you guys set out once more.
Have the other party been to Watcher's Visage?
If they have. They didn't write about it.
yeah.
I don't think they
Well, I guess
did.
we
I
don't
guess. I guess we don't know. Let's go.
Right now we have Juno scouting and Lucille searching. That still leaves you guys at a brisk 1.5 mile coverage a day, or an hour.
Why does it say full plate's giving me -5 speed now?
Because
That's
it
just
is
what
a
it
minus 10. Oh.
Did I read this wrong?
Here's the
Oh.
ruling. Speed penalty applies while you're wearing it no matter what, but if you meet the strength threshold, you reduce the penalty by 5.
Oh.
So if in armor with a speed penalty of 5, that makes it 0, but for this, you'll still have a -5,
Well,
even if you meet.
I guess I'm gonna be no longer searching then.
Okay,
So that way we can keep our pace of 15.
cool.
I mean,
Guys-
how do I unsearch?
Uh,
Oh, hang on, I see it. There you go.
Yep. Cool. I will adjust this for chat. Pop up this to show the activities.
Is sense direction a thing that can be done?
Mm-hmm.
Like without lowering speed? I'm looking. I can't tell if it.
Yeah, I believe it should be.
Yeah, it's a exploration activity that takes
Yeah, I can't tell. I'm trying to see if it
Uh,
says that it takes.
do survival check once per day.
Yeah, it's a once per. That's why I wasn't sure if it's a.
Yeah, it shouldn't be something that you have to like constantly do.
Yeah, this will typically be something I assume that Miss is gonna say, "Hey, you have lost where you are because we came out of a goblin cave or something."
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we're
it's-
in.
It's more case by case rather than something you have to do all the time because you guys
Okay.
are, you know, you have pretty good sense of direction since you're
Okay.
above ground. You have like the light at your side. It'll probably sense direction will probably be something that comes up more when you guys are deeper into the hollow because you won't have, you know, big blue sky above you.
I do have a compass, which without it we would have a -2 to our sense direction. So at least we're prepared.
So let me move you guys. Good old 1.5 miles. And with that, we get to do a funny little roll on a funny little die.
Goodness.
Come on, one. Come on, one.
Yeah, that's what
Not
the one,
one,
baby.
not
Why,
one.
why?
Come on,
That's
one.
the one.
No, 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 no.
That one. Oh,
Aw.
what's a 6 do?
That's a good question.
Find out.
I've tried.
Me as a player, I think I know what it does.
I will bring you guys to a map. Give me a quick second. You guys can converse as I get this prepped.
So, what you guys got in your rations? I didn't get to see earlier. Your rations. What do you got?
Some bread.
Maybe if it's good, we could like trade these.
Have any allergies?
Other than life.
Yeah, I was gonna say out of character. It seems like he is allergic to healing.
Lucille is just like slightly more energetic today just from getting a brand new set of armor.
No, we have to buy Lucille things to keep her happy.
She's little treat motivated.
A little
Just
treat.
a
As a
little
treat.
tweet.
Just a little treat. A little treat as a treat.
A little 30 gold. A little treat.
As your group is walking, you notice just up ahead and as you grow closer to it, there are large stone structures surrounding a large pit of what seems to be sand.
Well, we don't know exactly what's in there, but I do think we should check it out.
I wonder if it's one of those wonders of the world.
One of those what?
Wonders of the world.
I would argue that Mardo's Hollow as a whole is a wonder of the world.
Fair enough.
Are there any threats around?
Not that you can see, although it is ominous.
Do these boulders block our vision, or are they like not that big?
Oh, they're
slabs.
fairly tall, and they do block your vision. It is just simply that I fucked up in importing the map, I guess. Smiles.
Okay, so these gaps don't actually like exist.
The gaps between them do exist. These are think of these as big, slightly carved rocks. Like they're jutting out of the ground around this pit.
Oh, rock hedge.
Well, my first thought is just go around to the mouth.
Yeah,
agree.
don't try to pass between the stones.
Gonna wait for everyone to get up here.
Yeah, Tara has to move 2 people.
Alright, I'll be the first to peek out.
Peeking out around the corner, it seems to be this sea of granular sand.
Oswald
Anyone
is
know what this might
big
be?
today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to go in.
Wait. Perhaps we might know something about this if we put our heads together.
Then while Wolfram is saying that, Lucille goes to Slade's like, here, I got this rope. If you tie that around yourself, then if anything happens, we can pull you back in.
I might be fine on the sand either way.
Oh.
Should I just send my thing to the chat? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Such as rubble or gravel.
Well, it said ground-based stone or earth, and I'm like, I don't know if sand counts as stone or earth. But it's also, yeah, so that's why I wasn't sure if this would apply here or not.
I would say it
I'd-
would probably make sense.
I would definitely still take the rope, but I'd be willing to, like, test to see if it's, like, anything I notice once I get in there. So, I'd probably go, like, this far in.
Oh, we're just gonna go in without the recall knowledge check, I see.
You said like, ignoring what he was doing, so I was
Well,
like,
I wasn't ignoring, I was
You
just
didn't have to
saying,
follow.
As you step out onto the sand, it is very soft, but it isn't quicksand. If that was a worry. Very, very soft under your feet would definitely count as sort of like difficult terrain as it sort of moves under your feet, sort of slips, but you are more than not fine.
entering into sand, like, do I notice any, like, movement under the sand anywhere farther in?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, is there even a reason why we want to? Can you even see anything out there?
I mean, I don't see any movement down there, but there might... A structure like this isn't just here for no reason.
Well, maybe we should consider then who or what
Yeah,
put or brought it here.
that's why I'm stopping before I continue in.
What check would I roll for recall knowledge to see if anything lives in the sand?
More than likely nature.
Nature.
I believe you said if anything would live here.
Yeah. Mainly,
not-
I'm thinking if anything lives under the ground.
You know, there definitely are creatures that would, but you'd be hard pressed to think of something that would have made a sand pit like in a forest environment like this. It's hard for most creatures to turn so much like earth into this sort of fine granular sand.
Well, I didn't crit fail. I
What
think
about these markings? I didn't notice them before.
Let me
Shit,
check.
no one else wants to use their head.
I have a different idea of what I was gonna do.
You know, nobody taking a closer look at the engravings can make sense of them. Like, none of you know what sort of language or depictions.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You don't get anything from the engravings themselves. But from right here, you do sense something.
Do we want Oswald to dig it up?
I don't sense any movement in the sand currently. There's something magical. If you wanted to send Oswald in, you could, but like...
Can I attempt to read not read literally, but like maybe there's some sort of symbology that could tell me what sort of language this is, or if it's ancient enough, like maybe there's some sort of like visual that would tell like a story. I'm thinking like hieroglyphics or something like that.
Yeah.
Meaning, could I roll recall knowledge to look at these runes?
Yeah. Let you do that.
Is what I really am meaning to ask.
Yeah, Wolfram's always asking about recall knowledge. That's every roll.
I mean, I'm not very good on the wisdom ones. I only have a +5, so you're actually better than I am for nature and religion.
Yeah, Slate is good for wisdom.
Yeah, nature, religion, and medicine are my and survival are my +7.
Yeah, so if it's any of those, like, by all means, please recall knowledge. Put our heads together.
As you take a closer look and sort of run your hands across the engravings, you can sort of start to gather a story, as some of them are definitely closer to hieroglyphics. You see an orb, like a sphere, or I guess in this case it would be more so just a circle, with somebody kneeling in front of it, and then some sort of wind around them. And as you sort of go across and maybe like skirt around the inside here of it, as most of these engravings are on the inside, you see that same engraving is on like all of these stones.
Am I able to tell whether it's any sort of warning, or if it's just a history or a story or something like that?
It's definitely not a warning. Like, there doesn't seem to be any immediate danger with it.
Perhaps there's something there in the sand. Though it doesn't, if what I'm reading is correct, it doesn't seem to be dangerous.
I can either attempt to grab it, or if you want to send Oswald in.
I tied a rope around him while Wolfram was checking it. Was checking it out, so we're gonna go on a little walk. Sees.
Yeah. I also don't know if the circle I put is correct, but it's the rough location, if I remember where the ping was.
Cool. Sending Oswald over to where Slate sort of sensed some kind of magic. After a bit of digging, Oswald reveals a small orb of clear glass.
Do we think there might be more?
There probably is. I mean, if we want to go around checking for any other things that could be down here, we might well just have at least one or two people, but probably most of us checking, and then having one sentinel in the opening, or sentry, I mean.
Well, you guys do that. Wolfram would probably investigate the orb.
Yeah, because I was saying, if I could get to the center, or does detect magic come from me, or do I pick a point?
Emanation from you.
So it comes from me. So it's like, if I could get to the center, that hits most of this, and then where I was originally hits the other side, and then there's one, like, 3 detect magics would detect the entire area.
True.
Or a metal detector.
If I could get to the center, I would make my way to here if possible, like going from the outside first, and then cast detect magic again.
You sense nothing. I would largely say that the only thing that you'll find here as you guys spend time is the one glass orb.
And while that was going on, could I have been those 10 minutes in what is it called, identifying that object?
Yes.
What would you like me to roll?
Occultism.
Oh, really?
With that roll, it is hard to make out anything about this object.
Can I try?
Yes, you may. A secret, a blind occultism check. Taking a look at your surroundings and those engravings that Wolfram pointed out, you think that the sort of nature of this is a sort of focus to bring sort of the sand to life. Possibly if the orb was held and sort of channeled while in the sand, something would happen.
Well, that sounds menacing. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm absolutely interested in experimenting.
I'm curious too.
Yeah.
I think it's too dangerous.
Well, that's 3, 4,
mean,
1
we-
against.
Would you like to have a go at it?
I was encouraging that you do it. I don't.
Oh.
After me, my good sir.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think this would be dangerous at all.
I mean, if the power comes from the orb, I could just shoot at it.
You want
I-
the rope treatment, Wolfram?
No, this is okay.
I could snipe
if-
the
if
orb
what
from
I-
all the way here.
If what I understand of the characters, then perhaps you're in more danger than I am if the wind was around the character and not. Give me the orb.
Good point. Stand a little bit farther away.
Uh,
I'll be stanced up with my gun.
I would like to unleash my psyche,
Okay.
and then that'll last for like a couple rounds. When I, before I activate the orb, and then cast thermal stasis amped, just in case, which is just a little
It's 2 against fire. It's 2
temperature resistance.
Interesting.
It's something.
Huh. Alrighty. As you step out into the sand and start to look into this crystal ball, after about I would say 30 seconds of focusing on it, and your psyche, that sort of shield of temperature surrounds you, you start to feel a breeze kick up around you as the sand from the pit is picked up, and around you starts to form a small vortex that begins to grow in size. The rest of the party sees this sort of tornado of sand pick up around Wolfram as he is soon obscured from vision. Wolfram, to start, I would like you to roll a fortitude save as you begin to be buffeted by the sand that surrounds you.
Whoa!
Yo!
High roll!
He's great at these.
Yo.
No shot!
Never punished.
You grit your teeth as the sand sort of kicks up around you, and maybe it's because of the sort of barrier that you put up beforehand, or possibly just sheer force of will. You are uninterrupted in your concentration, and the sand continues to pick up and surround you. After a moment, you start to look around and begin to see visions in the sand. As they flash, it is hard to sort of pick out anything quickly. You see faces, you see buildings, you see depths. What seems to be flashing by you is a deep history, but not all of it is from what you would expect to be the Hollow. As you watch, you pick up on a building that is quite familiar to you as a what is the area that Wolfram is from?
Ustalav.
Usalav. As the capital building of Usalav flashes in front of you. Finally, you see a castle of sorts, the tops of which are gilded but stripped of that gold, only hints of it being able to be seen. And then the sand starts to fade. The buffeting sand starts to sort of fade away as the wind drops. And then eventually disperses.
You guys see that?
I mean, we saw the vortex of sand, but outside of that, it
Not
didn't
the
seem like
lights or
much.
the.
That was a pretty big dust devil.
And he'll describe the things that he just saw. I'm not sure what sort of connection this place would have to Ustalov, of all places. Perhaps it was just because I am the conduit,
Yeah, it might have to do with
but
your own history.
I've only seen the Capitol building once on my way out of the country. Well, that was fun.
I'm glad no one got hurt.
Should we keep the ball?
Absolutely. How big's the ball?
I'd say the ball itself is about 4-inch diameter.
Oh, it's tiny. Or
Fairly small.
pocket orb.
I don't know if 4-inch orb can fit in your pocket.
You guys have pockets?
You literally called it a pocket orb.
It doesn't seem like anything with this orb. Like if you detach the orb from this place, like it has no sort of
Yeah.
value outside
no,
of just
it
being
wasn't-
a crystal ball. Cool.
And there might be more places like this in other parts of the Hollow, depending on what exactly the origin of this thing is.
If that's the case, I imagine there would be an orb in those places as well.
Yeah, there might be, but this orb might also work with other parts of, like, other patches of sand like this. We wouldn't necessarily know until we see them, but...
Cool. So you're taking it with?
I'm hesitant. I think there's something special and significant about it being here. To reduce it like that, I don't know if it would be right. It doesn't seem to be dangerous, so if someone else were to do that as well, I don't think they'd be at risk of losing their life. But they might be at risk of gaining some sort of wisdom, like us. Which doesn't sound too bad to me, but if we remove it, they lose that chance. We rob them of that, and rob this place of its significance. They would just be stones, and that just a pit of sand.
That's true.
You can do whatever you want with it.
Okay. I'm gonna throw it. There's my attempt to throw it into the center of the pit. Enjoy.
Although it certainly doesn't quite make it to the center. It lands in the pit of sand with a very soft thud as the sand below it sort of disperses.
Anyway, let's continue
Andy.
on.
And with that, the group continues on. With another movement, I would say you guys definitely wouldn't be able to quite make it there in one movement.
I mean, 2 more movement slots. to get
I
there.
mean,
Certainly, we
if-
won't
if-
roll a 1 in the
If
next
we
one,
really
right?
if you really want to, we could just stop scouting and go there.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
I mean, it's more of, do we think there's going to be an initiative roll at the Watcher's Visage, and do we care about a +1 to our initiative if there is one? And yeah, I think we do the scout then, just in case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. With that being said, then let me roll on Fate's die.
A 4.
4.
Can I write our encounters with each die inside of the Mortician's journal?
Yeah, and Mortician's journal is whatever you want it to be as far as like
Cool.
writing stuff in it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Fates die category already.
Well, yeah, because I made it.
Yeah.
As you walk northwards towards the Watcher's Visage, you come across a small pond. You guys come across a pond, and as you get closer to it, you notice that within it there you can see a dim light coming from the bottom of it.
Do we see any harm of me going to the edge of the pond and casting Detect Magic again?
None whatsoever.
All right.
I'll walk with you.
Upon casting it, you do detect that, you know, something within your range is magical within the pond.
All right. Well, there's something magical down there.
Are there any ambushes around the trees?
Only a perception check. See
Cool.
if you see anything.
Anyone have mage hand?
Um, there's nothing that you can tell. What do you guys like to do?
Anyone know how to swim?
Huh. Good joke.
Don't worry,
Knowing
it's
and
not,
doing are different.
I mean,
it's not running water. It can't hurt you.
I'd
Oswald
have to
does.
take the time to get out of my armor, but I could try to do so.
How long does it take for you to don and doff armor?
Actually, it doesn't look like there's any penalties to this armor if I just swim inside of it, which is strange.
That's amazing.
Strong.
Buoyant.
Sink like a
But-
rock.
We attach
I
a rope
really
to
feel
her.
like I would.
You
But
you are definitely wearing full plate armor. Like you will sink like a rock.
I mean, I'm not wearing armor, so I could also just go in there if we need me to.
Oswald still has his leash on. He could go into.
Let me
So
see.
Jumping
Jumping
strong.
in,
I
taking
mean,
a quick dive, or walking in.
Gina walking in. Okay. There doesn't seem to be any immediate danger in the water, as far as you can tell.
Oswald
So you
is
sort of
splishing
put your
and
feet in.
splashing.
Can I look inside the water, see if I see anything?
Yeah. Roll me a seek. You can make out that the water is fairly clear for being still water in the middle of this forest. It's surprisingly clear, but you can tell that whatever is at the bottom is not natural.
I don't like that.
Can't quite make out what it is, but it is not like a plant or something like that.
Before Juno starts full diving in, I don't know what it is, but it's something down there, and it's not natural.
I mean, it's something magical, so it's.
If you do want to go in, we are going to be doing the rope trick again.
Sure,
I mean,
tie me up.
I
Do you know how
it's
deep it is?
It's less than 30 feet because I was able to do a 30-foot emanation from outside the water.
Yeah, I have Oswald to stay with you guys. I could go in.
In which case, you may begin your dive. Give me an athletics check as you sort of kick your way down towards the bottom of this pool.
I hope that wasn't bad.
Is it supposed to be private?
I don't think you need that to be.
This is
I think-
sort of still water, and GM determines DC. So I would say this is fine. You start your descent, managing to get down around 10 feet. You feel you were about halfway there. Give me another athletics roll.
I don't think it needs to be private.
Oh,
Sure it
No,
doesn't, yeah.
it doesn't. The first roll was in fact, I can reveal these. Yeah, the only things that need to be
Oh.
private are knowledge-based stuff. So
Yeah, I'm like-
recall knowledge, perception,
okay.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Juno knows how well she's swimming.
So 14
Got
and a
it.
24 are the two rolls. With a big burst of speed, you manage to kick your way down to the bottom of the pond, and you see that the light is a small sort of torch-shaped object with a small bag tied to it. Do you scoop it up?
oh, certainly. Juno goes to grab it and tries to tug at it,
Cool.
at the torch.
Torch-shaped object.
You grab and pull at it, and it comes up off the ground pretty easily. As you start to go back up again, you start to feel something pushing back at you, something keeping you down.
I tug on.
You tug on the rope.
Oh, it's pulling back time.
Juno, give me an athletics check with a now harder DC, as it seems like this pond is trying to keep you down. Along with that, as you sort of look at your surroundings, as you feel maybe a little bit of panic well up in you, you notice that there are some skulls and bones of animals that have probably fallen
uh-oh.
into this pond.
I probably should have done a perception.
Perception checks are
Knowledge.
quite good.
Knowledge check.
Anybody who is pulling on the rope can roll athletics to aid. As well.
I actually realized that would be more helpful not doing that, and I could cast Can I cast guidance on Juno to give her a +1 to the athletics check?
Oh, whoops.
Oh, I would say so.
Okay.
Okay, it's 20 now.
So with Lucille getting a successful aid, Juno, you are able to make some headway trying to push yourself forward up out of the water and successfully make it 10 feet up. You are still not out.
Boy.
Another athletics check. And anybody who is aiding can feel free.
Oh, sorry, add a +1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you still trying to help?
I'm gonna help. I'm not just gonna stand here and watch.
Juno, what is your constitution?
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, negative
Yeah.
Oh,
one.
at the.
-1.
Let me double check this real quick. Can hold your breath for a number of rounds equal to 5 plus your constitution modifier. So
A 4.
it is now you start to feel your breath give way as you start to feel your chest tighten.
How?
And Smiles, when you run out of air, you fall unconscious and start suffocating.
But you have there's 3 actions to a round.
True.
True. In which case, this one you guys wouldn't be able to aid with, because I was treating these as sort of like one round apart.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in round or okay.
Yeah.
So our second aid didn't do anything basically.
Yeah. Which it wouldn't have anyway. So I will still give you some time here, Juno. Before you start suffocating. But now you know the dangers of it. Give me another athletics check as you try to push your way out. Not a crit fail though.
Okay.
Smiles. And with that, guidance only to
Only
one
attacks.
attack roll. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that would be gone now. And guidance immunity would be on. Another round. You start to feel your chest tighten. Give me athletics roll.
Oh boy.
You have a +6 to
For
this.
tugging on the rope, you're messing up my form.
What? I'm trying to help.
Let me see those aids if you guys are aiding again.
Yeah.
I mean, the DC's 15 for aid, not 20.
Yeah.
No.
True. I hit those.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
The DC is 15 for aid. Yeah.
Wolfram,
Yeah,
stop!
I could fail those.
that's what I was saying. Like, if you didn't help there, Juno gets the +1 just from Lucille, and that's 20.
So Lucille's like digging in, and Wolfram like falters for a second and then stumbles onto Lucille.
I mean, I like that I moved the token where I was, so I imagine like Wolfram sidestep is like maybe from this angle I'll get a better leverage. Trying to be fucking,
Can
smart.
Slate also throw one?
What's up?
Are you gonna throw one too, or no?
Oh no, I'm in the same position Wolfram is with strength.
Oh, fair enough.
That's why I was like, guidance is just a guaranteed +1. I will give you that first time, and that's all I can really do.
I mean, you could command an animal. You could command your companion to have Oswald help.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, Oswald, please
Oswald
help
might-
me.
Yeah, Oswald's probably better at this than I am.
All right, give me an
Hopefully.
athletics check for Oswald.
Yeah, like he's fairly.
Oswald
Yeah.
goes to the
Yeah,
jail.
baby.
making
Go,
up,
Ozzy.
making up for Wolfram's little screw up. Oswald helps you that little extra bit you need and pulls you out of the water. You surface, head just barely coming up over the surface, but you are still not out yet. You now have air, but you're not out of the water, as this pool keeps trying to pull you into it.
I still can't move, guys.
you have one more action this turn. Give me that roll. At least you have air now, Smiles.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh no.
14. As you sort of start to feel this pull down on you again. Let me see those actions.
I'm gonna take one action to shove Wolfram off the rope and then pull. Do I need to roll a shove?
I believe you do, yeah.
Alright, let me roll a shove.
It's my fortitude DC. Okay, that's a critical success. I have a fortitude DC of 13.
I push you 10 feet away.
Where would you like to push me?
Like, just directly away.
Directly away.
Alright, let me see the athletics roll from Juno.
Hey!
25.
Humongous.
With your own strength, as you see Lucille just push Wolfram onto the ground, you manage to bring yourself to the shore. And with that, you have escaped the water.
Shakes herself to get water off her, like a dog.
Is there a roll I could have made during this? Trying to figure out what was keeping her in.
You can roll a recall knowledge to find out. Smiles.
Which skill? That's what I meant. Like, what skill would I roll for that? Like,
Probably nature for this.
all right.
You would know what this is. You've heard tales of it. It is known as living water. It is not necessarily like water in and of itself, but whether it's parasites in the water or the water itself is living more like a slime, it's hard to say, but it feeds off of stuff that falls into it, drowning it, and then sort of living off of it as it decomposes, which is why the water is clearer than it probably should be in the midst of a forest.
Very lucky that Juno made it out of that.
Okay, it was worth it. I grabbed something.
How do you feel?
Dude. I'm just glad I got this thing from the bottom. I don't know what it is.
I hope it's worth it.
You guys can go check it out. I need to go catch my breath.
Yeah,
She hands over the torch with the bag.
I can let the two smart people figure it out.
In which case, your party would recognize this as it is a very common Everlight crystal. On top of that, the small bag has 8 gold in it, so I will add that to your guys' group total.
You guys are rich.
We're rich.
And it has a strange piece of ammunition.
What will we need to do to identify it?
This, you can tell, it is alchemical. So you would roll crafting to determine what it is. And
Well-
you can do that while moving.
Well, good thing I have a alchemist toolkit. Let me see that.
It might get handed back to Juno once it's identified, but
With 15, you are... I guess I shouldn't have said the number, Lamau.
Low roll.
Lamau, you are
Should I
able
try?
to identify it, though, as
oh,
Whoa.
life shot. Minor. How I'm doing ammunition in this is
Whoa.
it'll be for whatever weapon you're using. It is essentially a healing shot that you can shoot one of your party members with.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
It's very
Hey,
neat.
guys, I can heal you
Now,
from
is-
4,000 miles away.
is that just like not vitality healing though? That's
Yeah,
It
it
says-
is
yeah, it
alchemical. It is essentially a
Okay.
elixir of life, but a
Oh,
bullet.
yes.
Yeah.
now this does require that Juno hit the shot, correct?
Yes. If the
Yeah.
target is willing to be hit by it, they are considered off guard against the shot. So it is easier to hit them.
The person this will apply to most will most likely be Wolfram, and I think he has the lowest AC.
True. Can you hit me with a 12?
I hope so.
That's my off guard AC.
Yeah,
I can go prone too. That might help.
It would be really hard for Juno to not hit that.
Okay.
possible though.
It is possible.
There is a
I
chance.
have
And it is up to the group.
Good
You know,
shot.
Who
all
wants
that stuff,
the
that's crazy.
Everlight crystal?
Yeah,
I'll take it because I don't have a hand taken yet, and you guys use your hands.
True.
It's very
It's
true.
fluid.
And help you see.
Why do we have? Oh,
Whoa!
Holy light!
Holy shit!
Wolfram is the chosen one.
Holy shit!
Holy light! That just happened. I didn't do that.
Sucks.
That's amazing. I love that.
I'm keeping it. This is.
We're
it.
never we're never stealthing anywhere again.
I'm not turning it. I mean, I literally can't turn it off. So
I know. You can't cover it.
My plus
Well, it
7
can be
stealth
covered,
will
but it can't be
not
extinguished.
matter.
Put that in your bag until we need it.
Put that away.
Oh my god! It's
Jump scare.
So bright.
I mean, at
Alright.
this point, with us getting closer to location, do we think that the +1 initiative is still smarter, or do we want to see if there's things that?
Well, I mean,
Might be littering.
at this distance,
No,
we
we do,
make it
yeah.
right,
Yeah.
even with just 1 mile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could have someone seek answer or scout answers.
We can just have everyone doing something now
Sure.
for this final mile.
As you approach, what would you all like to be doing?
I'll stick with scouting.
I'll search.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna investigate instead.
I mean, there's also like the like repeat a spell where you can constantly cast a cantrip if you have anything like that you'd want to.
None of my cantrips are really helpful to repeatedly cast.
I mean, shield is nice because that means you start combat with shield. So if
Detect
Yeah.
magic is always good.
yeah, detect magic is also good because that means as soon as
Oh,
something
yeah.
starts, you'll be detecting.
I
magic,
didn't
so-
know if I could do that because it's 2 actions. I didn't know
As long as
if
it's a cantrip, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then I would repeat a spell.
As you guys make it to Watcher's Visage. And as you all get close, you hear a commotion up ahead. You notice that there is a sort of path, a dirt path, that has been more worn than anything. Like, it's not something that was, like, cut out or like actually handmade. It was just something that formed over time as many people have come to Watcher's Visage to get a lay of the land. And as you reach this dirt path up ahead, you hear some familiar sounding voices. Not as though you've heard them before, but as you've heard sort of creatures like them before.
Goblins.
Let me prep this as you guys get close. You guys may talk amongst yourselves.
We might have to prepare for a fight, unless they're already engaged with someone else, in which we may have to assist. You know, if another adventuring party is going around, it wouldn't hurt to help them out. It means the same might be true later. All right, good talk, everyone.
Yeah.
Good talk, everyone. Let me toss this.
Sorry, I blinked out for a second.
No, that's fine.
Let me toss us into. Oh, did I click
There's still water in Juno's ears. She couldn't hear that well.
Let me reveal
Oh boy.
the situation as you all approach
Goblin nade.
a very large tower on this cliffside. You notice in front there are 4 goblins, 2 of which are setting fire to the surroundings. One of them on the left setting fire to a bed of flowers and greenery, and the other one getting ready to blast a couple wooden crates on the side of the building. There are 2 goblins in the front which are sort of bashing at the door to the tower, and all of them are sort of babbling and screaming. Let me spit out the part.
Oh my god.
Did you turn it back on knowing that this would happen, or did it turn on automatically?
I'm going to assume.
I think we all know the answer.
I know the answer.
Let me move the 2 of you.
I'm rushing the one on the right.
As soon as the scene was described and Slate saw someone as burning nature, he immediately got as close as he could to them.
What spell did you decide on repeatedly casting?
I think just because I didn't expect to find anything magical so early, it was just gonna be shield.
Okay,
So,
cool. You see the goblins in front of you. What do you do? They haven't immediately noticed you. They're off, sort of trying to destroy right now.
I mean, the first thing in my head, I don't know if these boxes that's going to explode have like gunpowder or anything inside of it, like an explosive. So I'm thinking of just killing this guy.
Okay. In which
That's
case,
my immediate thought.
As you all sort of start to step up, since it sounds like you're immediately going to take something hostile. What's up, Wolfram?
Well, no, I don't know. If we're fighting, we're fighting. I don't trust these guys, actually. You're right. I don't trust them.
No, us? You don't trust us or the goblins?
The goblins.
The goblins.
Have they seen us? Doesn't shield... Isn't it have a verbal component, or is it somatic?
I would say definitely between Lucille and Full Plate, and the party isn't exactly trying to stealth right now.
Yeah.
So as you guys would step up to here where you're standing right now, they would all start to turn to you, and we would start combat.
Combat, no talking. Okay.
You hear the goblin pyro on the left scream something in goblin, and all of them turn around. Roll me some initiative.
Remember your +1.
True. Don't forget your +1s.
Big.
Cool. In which case, Lucille, ready to act fast as you see the pyro on the right getting close. What are you going to do?
You already know.
Yeah.
Do it.
Come on.
Hit him big.
Fuck him up.
Yo, is this a vicious strike?
Oh,
No.
Oh, damn.
20? Give me that damage. That's a hit.
Low roll.
6 damage. You come up behind this guy and with a big swing of your Guisarm get a pretty nasty hit. One more action left. What do you like to do?
Ooh.
Do it again.
No way.
Give me that
nice.
damage.
Oh.
8. They are on their last leg as they sort of stumble away from you.
cut his
Sort
leg
of
off.
fear in their eye.
Rose, are you gonna keep track of bestiary stuff again?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just man.
Next on the list, one of the goblins up front. As they turn away from the door, they run towards the closest target, being Slate, and take a swing with their dog slicer. 17, does that hit?
Yeah, and I'm gonna expend the shield thing to reduce the damage, probably.
All right, 2 damage.
Never mind, I don't.
We eat those. Cool. That 2 damage as you narrowly escape the blade, only, getting away with a slight cut. It is going to take a second swing at multiple attack penalty
Oh,
and roll
Whoa.
higher.
Oh.
3.
I'm gonna roll higher.
Menacing 3.
Menacing 3.
still got stamina left over.
As you feel yourself start to wear thin, you're able to avoid the worst of the blade. It is now Juno's turn. What would you like to do?
Hunt prey. Goblin closest. Regular bullets. I'll shoot at it. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Die.
Roll me that damage. 7. Poof.
Oh, huge.
You blow this goblin completely out of the water. It falls to the ground dead as soon as you pull the trigger.
His mental is recovering.
You have 1 action left. It was hunt prey, fire, hunt prey strike. What would you like to do with your last action?
I'll reload.
Alrighty. The other goblin's turn. It is going to run up behind Lucille, seeing an opportunity. What? What's wrong? Smiles. Roll me damage.
Oh shit.
Is that a crit?
Yeah, that's a
yes, that is a crit.
Holy shit.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see this goblin move to get behind you, and with a clean swing of your guisarm, manage to cut it cleanly in half.
Little
as,
bro thought he was slick.
as it dies.
Thought he was about to slice a dog. Dude.
Slate,
Holy
it is your
shit.
turn.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna do the thing he was gonna do initially. He sees someone attacking nature. I'm gonna divine lance it at this guy.
21. That is going to be a hit. You manage to strike as it, has turned over towards the party now. Your lance goes sort of by the side of its head and clips its ear, dealing 3 whole damage as it screams out in pain. You have 1 action left. What would you like to do?
Move to get closer to it. Try to draw its attention away from the flowers.
Cool. In which case, it is now their turn. Seeing you step up to them, they are going to, in turn, take a step backwards. And as they're running, they're going to produce a flame in their hand and throw it over towards you. An attack roll here. Does an 18 hit?
That does.
In which case, you take 5 fire damage.
Alright.
Up next is the other fiery goblin, almost dying in front of Lucille and seeing their friend get eviscerated. They're going to spray you, Lucille, with a coating of grease. Can you give me that save reflex button? I almost said the DC out loud because it shows on my screen.
Oh my god.
Success. And then it is going to step away from you.
Could have ran. I don't have any more reactions.
It doesn't know that.
It saw you kill its friend with 28 damage.
Wolfram's turn. What would you like to do?
Observe.
I am observing.
What is my range?
No, that's his action. He's observing.
First, I would like to unleash my psyche. Now. Actually, because he's running away, I can cast this. This has a 120-foot range. Here's Frostbite. I glance at the way of the goblin to my left. Basically, like a laser of cold shoots towards him, and then I'm like trying to freeze his legs.
Alrighty.
You like playing with fire, huh? So I need you to make a fortitude save.
Easiest fortitude save. It failed.
Close to critical fail.
Unfortunately, that should be 9. Oh, I had it set to fire. I meant to do cold.
Very
And cold.
important difference.
I imagine these guys are resistant to fire or something.
They are certainly looking worse for wear. Anything else?
Oh, I have an action left. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to cast Thermal Stasis on Slate.
Oh.
Oh.
Resistance 2 to fire damage and resistance 2 to cold damage.
That's just for 1 round, I believe. Until the start of my next turn.
Lucille. It's now your turn as we go back to the top of the order.
Stab.
Miss!
And then box it off.
Oh!
No escape.
Whoa, the inside of the building.
Whoa.
Wait, what can I see on the inside from here? Oh, it's a
There's a
window.
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 Yeah,
Mhm.
window right here.
Juno, it is now your turn.
Well, prey on this one. Hopefully I can hit it from distance.
Nice.
That is going to hit.
Alrighty, I hope it kills.
6, and that is enough to take them down.
Yo.
Yippee!
You have 2 more actions. What would you like to do?
I was humpering that one.
Oh, wait. You have one more action, excuse me. I've already you hunt parade.
Yeah, reload.
Oh, you can't just move on prey.
Slate.
Ride to there to not get into that, and then same thing as always. My one ranged option.
Oh yeah.
Oh, unfortunate.
Womp womp.
Oh well.
It is now the Goblin Pyro's turn, and seeing Lucille still now boxing them off, instead of greasing this time, they are going to let forth a great fire. They're going to put both of their hands up to their mouth and release a cone of fire towards Lucille.
They can have burning hands, but I can't.
Give me that reflex save.
Cool.
Oh my goodness.
I am not. I do not roll below 15.
Don't care. It blows out the fire towards you, and you manage to just sort of like step forward, and with your new full plate, just watch as the fire bounces off of you, like sort of goes around you, unbothered.
You like plug it up like you're just cover the barrel of a gun or something.
Kinda, yeah. And then, out of sheer terror at this point, they are going to take the torch that is in their hand, and they are going to swing it at you. To say 22
That does hit.
All right, let me see this. Let me see this big damage. Take 5 damage, 4
Still
bludgeoning and 1 fire.
Still in her stamina.
Wolfram, it's now your turn.
A torch, huh? I'll show you a real torch.
Good form.
Oh my god.
My eyes! Bald!
Laser! Please make a fortitude save.
Yippee!
Oh, okay. Take your half damage, sir. That is fire damage.
That is enough to sort of vaporize them as they, even with the half damage, they fall to the ground charred.
Imagine I just turned the heat up from its own flaming hands.
And it was
Vaporize itself.
too much for them to handle as they fall to the ground dead. As all of the goblins are slain, you hear a rustling at the door, and then over to the window, you see somebody peek out of the window, and seeing you, Lucille, standing over this goblin, this charred goblin, and they then run up to the door and open it. Oh, goodness. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Come inside, please.
Step past the goblin.
No,
I mean, she's kind of in the doorway.
The goblin had good form.
he greets
Such a
you
shit
as you
magician.
Oh,
walk in. He greets you as you walk in.
Is he
And
cute?
says, and closes the door behind you all, and sort of sighs and says, "Thank you for taking care of them. I'd normally be able to handle it myself, but they've been wearing me pretty thin as of late. My name is Ellie. It's a pleasure to meet you." And he holds out his hand, probably to Slate, who is closest.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we were told about this place. We were also told about the goblin attack, so I'm glad we got here when we did. Do you know why they have been attacking this tower?
Oh, no idea. They, for the most part, I assume they simply have a distaste for anybody who comes down here. They've said as such, and us, building a building in the hollow, they certainly don't seem to like. Normally, I shoo them away with my own spells, but this is the third group of the day, and hopefully there will be no more.
How often do they attack per day?
It used to be only once every couple of days. There would be some outside, and at first they weren't even that aggressive. They would mostly just pick at my gardens and pick at my supplies, and occasionally I would do a bit of bargaining with them and send them on their way, but they've grown more and more aggressive and more hostile.
So you could converse with them?
Yes, they know common, although they more than likely to talk amongst themselves in their own tongue.
I've seen another group of individuals come through here recently.
Not as of late. There's been a couple people who have come by, but no actual parties or anything. You guys are the first sort of traveling group that I've seen in a while. Is there anything in particular you all came here for? Anything I can help with?
We were trying to find a way lower into the hollow, and it was suggested that this place might give us a decent viewpoint on how to proceed forward.
Ah, yes. Of course, there's a few things that I could point out to you all. Come with me. And they start to head up the spiral staircase that heads up the tower. This is a very tall tower overlooking this cliff. And as you get to the top of the tower, the top of it is sort of like a glass orb, and on a couple sides of it you see telescopes, along with a sort of ratty desk that's been placed up here that has books and papers spread about it and on the floor sort of around it. There's also a cot up here where you assume Ellie sleeps. Well, make yourselves at least a bit at home, and anybody who wants to can come over here. And he leads you all to one of the telescopes. Pointing over at something that's already been marked on your map, he sort of points the telescope over and motions for you all to sort of take turns looking into it. And you can see through the telescope the old pulley over to the east. And he says, well, it's not 100% functional as it's been in sort of disrepair. I'm sure you could find some hints as to how to get over there. I've seen adventurers making it over there from this side. There's more than likely a way around the river on the lower side to make it across somewhere around here. And he sort of points the telescope towards the cliffside. You can't really see under the cliffside from where the tower is, but he motions to the bottom of the waterfall and says, most likely some sort of cave or walkway somewhere around the waterfall itself that would let you pass and make it to the other side. Other than that, there's been something else that I've been investigating as of late, and he takes you to the more northern side of the watchtower where there is a telescope, and has you all peek through, and over on the other side of the hollow, you're able to see what looks to be like the tops of a castle's spires. Crumbled. Some of them still stand tall, but they're strangely like the top of a castle. And Juno, you seeing the tops of these, immediately it would come to mind that these look almost exactly the same as the castles and larger buildings in Opara, which is where you came from. They are gilded, although you can see that most of the gold has been stripped of them, either by adventurers or other dwellers of the Hollow.
Did they look anything like the gilded rooftops that were witnessed in that vision at the sand wheel?
Yes, they look very similar to what you saw there.
I think we should go there.
Nods in agreement. Could be interesting. Get over there.
If you're planning on exploring that way, then I can give you some other tips. And as he goes over to his table and gathers some of his papers, he shows them to the group and mentions the different locales of the hollow. Other than the forest here on the sort of middle rim, most of it is very similar cliff faces and bluffs, jutting rocks, and you can sort of see them through the telescope. These sort of outside bits are all very, very similar. Then there are where the ruins lie, along with the old pulley, are both sort of open plains. In between the two open plains where the rivers run, there is a more temperate forest, almost jungle-like because of the water that runs through there. And on the opposite side, there is a large stretch of swamp that runs the course of the western side of the inner rim. So it is up to you of how you'd like to get over there. It would more than likely be less distance to travel going through the swamp, although it is hard to say how dangerous it would be in those sort of conditions.
What would be the best way to get there? I imagine perhaps there's some way to drop down here and going along counterclockwise with the inner ring past the old pulley, or is there another path that you know of?
If we were to attempt to go to the swamp side, is there a way down closer to this side that you know of?
There is and let me. He points the westernmost telescope over towards just into the western side there, and there's a sort of more natural ramp farther into the western side that would probably be the least resistant to get down. It would drop you right into the swamp, and you'd have to sort of figure things out from there. But closer, I've heard that there is also a mine shaft made by the goblins that they use to get down to the second layer. So if you could figure out a way to get through there, either by brute forcing it or simply making friends with the goblins, it would be a way to get down.
So we've got options.
Yes.
Well, thinking about all the goblins that we've slaughtered, so far, I think we've gone off to a great start with friendly terms.
Oh, they'll totally let us through.
I'm sure with a little bit of reasoning, they, like I said before, they were trading, and they don't anymore. So I'm not sure what that's all about. But I'm sure you could probably work out something with them. It'd probably only take a small group of them to convince them to guide you through. Maybe an option. If you do not want to fight them, or you all seem pretty capable with how you dealt with the ones outside, so possibly brute forcing wouldn't be too terrible of an idea.
Do we want to go through the swamp?
So just as a recap, right? So there's a cave tunnel at the bottom of the cliffs that maybe goes to the old pulley. There's also another tunnel in the goblin headquarters that the goblins used to go down to the lower rim. Goblin mines, sorry, yeah.
Which is there. The other way is a natural ramp that is up. Oh, here, let me... Boop! There we go. You can see it there.
Cool.
There's a natural ramp there that leads down towards the waterfall and the swamp, farther into the grassy cliffs area. So you have options for getting down. Ellie mentioned that the ramp would be the path of least resistance, in the sense that nothing should be on the ramp itself, more than likely, that would stop you, but it is a farther distance out to go.
Makes sense. I personally would be inclined to try out that cave. It seems to me that the other group is going through the mines, or they're at least passing nearby it.
I'm writing the locations about the old pulley, the natural ramp, and the goblin mines. How they all lead down.
Yeah, hopefully they'll see it,
What cave are you referring to there? Is it
The
a different
goblin
cave, or is it
mines.
the mines? Gotcha.
Yeah, the cave by the waterfall is on the low ground, is what more
Yeah,
than likely is
it's
what
on the
Ellie was
cliffs.
saying.
Oh, there's a cave right
It's
here.
below the
Gotcha.
cliffs. Like it's
Yeah.
like all right there, and that goes across the river.
Oh.
So we know 2 ways to go down, which is the ramp and the goblin mines. And I was just thinking of electing to write in the journal, ask a question to the other group. Is like, are they going through the mines or no? Because I imagine that's where we would go.
Well, you know that based on like what they've written in the journal so far, I believe you would know that that is sort of where the other party is heading towards. So it would be up to you guys if you would want to follow behind them. Ideally, if they made it all the way through, then you guys would have a pretty easy time of following in behind them, and then being able to go to where your separate groups want to go. Like if one of you wants to go over towards the ruins, and then the other one goes towards the pulley, you can discuss that with the other group through the journal parentheses in the Discord.
Yeah.
This is our character. Finnis is the one with the journal, right? So we're actually going to understand what they're saying if we have someone competent on the other side.
Yeah, the two people who are most likely to write in the other journal are Thinnis and Azadan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We have competent people to communicate with. This is great.
What path do you guys want to take?
From the sounds of it, we have to head. At best, we head to the Goblin Mines.
Mm-hmm.
At worst, we go to the ramp. So either way, we have to continue going west. Kind of follow the cliffside, see if there's anything of note before we get to the mines. And if we hear that they're going into the mines, we could kind of pass by that and get an
Yeah, that's what I was
faster
thinking.
start towards the ramp.
Exactly. We can always go through. Well, we could also just go through the mines even if they've cleared it, to
True.
be fair.
And with that being said, I think that is
Wait.
what?
I said, wait. I wanted to try and barter with this person. We
Oh,
have
okay.
access to goods and services at a slight price.
True.
We could do that next session.
I mean, no. I mean, if that's something you want to do now, like it's
What
fine.
do you guys think?
Oh, I just had a general question of have we been here long enough that I could take a breather here to get my stamina back?
Oh
or-
yeah, for
Oh,
sure. For sure. If you guys
yeah.
want to
Yeah.
take a breather, you can
Yeah.
pump your
I'll do that.
pump your
Not
stamina
necessarily
back up. But cool. I mean, yeah, you can tell that this person has supplies and stuff around, mostly you could see barrels of sort of dried rations and storage down below. What sort of barding would you want to do with Ellie? Hit me with the in character.
I see that you're quite well supplied, though accidents clearly can happen, and these sorts of goblins, well, they seem to, keep coming. Do you think there's anything that we could help you get? We happen to have access to means to acquire goods and services from, well, mostly goods, from the town above. Is there anything that you think you might need that we could help you acquire right now?
Ellie puts their finger to their chin and sort of tilts their head a little bit. I don't think there's anything in particular that I'd need. I mean, my guild sent me down here pretty prepared. No, however, I would be willing to part with some of my stuff. You guys did help me out after all. It would be, I mean, I gave you knowledge, but that's what I'm supposed to do whenever anybody comes by. So you all helping me out, it would make sense to give you something, if that is what you'd like.
I'm not one to say no.
True.
Let me do some rummaging around and see what I can get for you. And you see them, they go downstairs, and you all can follow. Whoever is interested can follow. They start tearing through some of the barrels and stuff. Some of the stuff that's already opened, so as to preserve the stuff that isn't. And you see them going through a particular box of knickknacks and other stuff that adventurers have come to trade for rations and other stuff. In the midst of it, pull out in fact, I will just simply unmystify this item, as it's pretty obvious what it looks like. It is a wolf's fang, and they sort of describe it as a talisman. This should be of pretty good help with everything that's here in the hollow. good old knick-knack. As well, if you would all like to take a day's worth of rations, you're more than welcome to. So everybody can fill back up to the week of rations, or the extra day. Get that day back.
Does Lucille already have a thing that can trip people?
I have tripped in the past.
I'm like, this. I feel like there's no reason that you shouldn't be the one wearing this.
Oh, this is Lucille code.
This is so good for Lucille.
Very nice talisman to be able to attach to that Guisar.
Extra 4 damage.
Is there anything else that anybody would like to do as you all are sort of lounging about in the Watcher's Visage?
Juno just takes a nap with Oswald.
I mean, as I would ask a question, just how many people do you see walking through here in a given day?
A couple folks every couple days. It's not super frequent, as most scavengers and the such just don't want anything to do with people. They just want to steal some artifacts from the Hollow and bring them up topside. But a couple of the more either seasoned adventurers or those looking to explore farther out usually come here first. People who frequent the inner rim often come here just to sort of get a bearing on things and see if I have found anything new. But lately I've just been pointing a couple people over towards the ruins, hoping to hear back from one of them.
How many people have you pointed over there?
They sort of start counting on their fingers, and you see them essentially get up to 10. Like they move all of their fingers in. It's like, well,
And
definitely at least like 12 or 12 or 13 people.
and how many have you seen again?
Come back. They start counting on their fingers again, and you see them stop at 2. Only a
That's
couple.
better than I thought it would be, so hey, good on you.
Yeah, they didn't have much information about the place itself, though, unfortunately. Often got stopped before they got there and came back and let me know, it's dangerous and hard to get there, but beggars can't be choosers. Someone will make it over there one day, right?
Dangerous and
Yes,
hard to
that's
get there,
not-
and stop sending people to their death, and yeah, that kind of stuff. Cool.
Juno sits up from closing her eyes. I hope we can. I mean, I want to go over there.
I'm sure you all will be able to make it. I mean, I saw how quickly you took care of those pesky goblins out there. I'm sure you could handle whatever the Hollow has for you. You look like a group who hasn't had any near-death experiences in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
Why did you insinuate like that?